Singapore is the world's second most expensive city to live in. Living here is more expensive than Tokyo or Hong Kong. Over the last 2 years, property prices have spiraled. Even a 20-year-old public housing flats are being sold at more than $1 million. A 3-room executive apartment in a public housing estate are now worth between $850,000 to more than $1.1 million. It cost only $300,000 when it was built in 2001. Owning a car in this island city-state is a luxury. It's the only country in the world where you need to buy a Certificate of Entitlement or COE before you could own a car. The price of the COE depends on the engine capacity of the vehicle and fluctuates to market forces. Over the last 3 months, COE prices have reached a record high one could never imagine. For example, COE prices for cars above 1,600 engine capacity has risen beyond 100,000 Singapore dollars. So, a brand new car like this would cost about 200,000 including the COE. That's about 600,000 Malaysian ringgit, where one could buy 4 cars of the same model just next door across the causeway. Petrol prices have also gone up by more than double since the outbreak of the Russian-Ukraine war last January. This has forced many Singaporean car owners to drive into Johor Bahru and take advantage of the stronger dollar to fill up their tanks at about 1/3 of the price. But the Singapore government has shut down this loophole by imposing a law for Singapore-registered cars crossing into Malaysia to have their tanks at least 3/4 full. On the Malaysian side, Singaporeans are only allowed to buy the higher grade 97 petrol, which are not subsidized by the government. Despite the restrictions, thousands of Singaporeans braved the traffic congestion to cross into Johor Bahru, not only to top up petrol, but to shop, eat, and even play golf.
In the hole! In the hole! In the hole!
The high cost of car ownership in Singapore is compensated by the country's world-class excellent public transport system. MRT train network connect the whole island seamlessly, supported by feeder bus services that bring passengers to their doorstep. Ticket prices are kept at an affordable level. For example, the 19-kilometer journey from Changi Airport at the easternmost station of the island to the city's centre in Raffles Place costs only $4. Although Singapore are heavily dependent on imports for its food supplies, prices have remained stable and are still within the reach of the masses. This is largely due to the stronger Singapore dollar compared to its neighbouring countries where it gets most of its food supplies. Inflation in Singapore has risen to about 6.7% this year compared to 5.8% last year, driven by higher rental and property prices as well as a big jump in car and petrol prices.
Personally, I cope by not indulging too much on things like drinking, like having fun, right? Be more mindful of what you're spending on, track your expenses.
I try to cut down my expenses where I can. So, for example, instead of eating out, I try to eat dinner at home with my family. Other than that, I think financially, like me and my family, we try to plan our expenses and just be mindful of what we can spend for ourselves and have like a part of savings that we can depend on later on.
For most Singaporeans, the rising cost of living have not affected their lifestyle. It is business as usual in the often crowded shopping malls and restaurants all over the country. This is Basir Siswal reporting for C Today from Singapore.